Hey everyone. Okay, let's jump right into this explainer on achieving true sustainable prosperity. We spend so much of our time trying to figure out how to get ahead, how to win, how to hit those big goals. But let's be real. How often do we actually cross that finish line only to feel, well, a little empty? Today, we're going to explore a framework that completely flips our standard definition of success upside down. We're mapping out a path that connects our everyday actions to a much grander, truly eternal picture.
So take a look at this question. Are you chasing success or are you building lasting prosperity? What's really interesting here is how it forces us to redefine our ultimate life goals, moving way beyond just those temporary, worldly achievements. We usually use the words success and prosperity interchangeably, right? But the source material we're looking at today draws a really sharp line between the two. Success, that might be something you achieve in a single moment, but prosperity is something you sustain. It's something that echoes long after you snag that initial win.
We're going to be unpacking the core philosophy from the first chapter of this book, The Law of Prosperity, written by Ryuho Okawa. Specifically, we're breaking down its really unique framework for personal and spiritual growth. Now, to be clear, the author isn't just handing us another corporate business manual. No, this is a profound look into the actual mechanics of the human soul. It's all about how we can align our everyday, worldly efforts with a much higher spiritual truth. To make all this clear, we're going to explore 4 distinct phases today. Number 1, life starting point. 2, the 3 elements of success. 3, the laws of sustainable prosperity. And finally, 4, guardian spirits and support.
All right, let's dive into section 1, life starting point.
We absolutely have to start with the foundational mindset required before any success can even be built. Think about it. You can't construct a skyscraper on a swamp, right? In the same way, you literally cannot build true prosperity without getting your baseline philosophy right. The author emphasizes that the very premise of living in a physical body on this earth is taking absolute 100% self-responsibility for our choices. It means looking in the mirror and accepting that where you are right now is a result of your own decisions. But it goes a step further than that. Alongside that intense personal accountability, we have to consciously aim to make our existence a joy for others. If your life isn't bringing joy to the people around you, well, the foundation is already cracked. This dual mindset, owning your choices while living to bring joy to others, that is the ultimate starting line.
Moving on to section 2, the 3 elements of success.
So once we have that rock-solid foundation, how do we actually know if we're succeeding? Well, the source argues that worldly success is often driven by rumors and reputation. Basically chasing LinkedIn cloud or obsessing over what everyone else thinks of you. You might have the fancy title and the outward appearance of winning, sure, but as the text points out, this can actually leave you feeling completely spiritually bankrupt and empty inside. True success, on the other hand, is driven by inner alignment. It brings genuine happiness not just to yourself, but to others as well, and it heavily focuses on objective social utility. It's really not about how you look to the world, it's about what you actually provide to the world.
To actually achieve this true success, the text presents a really specific triad that needs to be harmonized. First up, your work has to align with your inner conscious. Ask yourself, are you actually listening to the deep calling of your soul? Second is social utility. Is what you're doing practically helpful to society? Are you out there solving real problems? And then third, fair evaluation. Now, this doesn't mean you should reject praise, but it has to be objective, fair appreciation that you've earned as a natural consequence of those first 2 steps. When your conscience, your usefulness to society, and your public evaluation are all perfectly harmonized, that's when you've hit true success.
Which brings us to section 3, the laws of sustainable prosperity.
Look, achieving success is great, but maintaining and growing it over time is a totally different ballgame. The text outlines 3 laws of prosperity that follow this really beautiful chronological outward expansion. So in the present, prosperity means polishing the soul, basically putting in the daily grind to improve your character and your mind. Then, moving into the future, prosperity becomes about positive influence. It asks the question, are you taking that polished soul and actually using it to inspire and uplift the people around you? And finally, looking beyond your own lifetime, prosperity is all about leaving a legacy. It's about passing on something truly eternal to the generations that follow. You see, prosperity isn't static. It literally ripples outward through time.
And when we talk about legacy, the author notes something I found incredibly comforting. Leaving a legacy absolutely does not require massive wealth. It doesn't require some prestigious academic pedigree or, building a giant bronze monument to yourself. Simply living one wonderfully inspiring life, facing your everyday struggles with courage and integrity, that is the greatest legacy you could possibly leave. A life lived truly and passionately has the power to literally shake the souls of the youth who come after you. That single, well-lived life, that's the ultimate proof of prosperity.
And that leads us to our final part, Section 4, Guardian Spirits and Support.
Finally, the text introduces this transcendent mechanism for infinite growth, and it moves way beyond just our own earthly efforts. The amazing thing is, if you want to sustain this prosperity, you don't have to do it all by yourself. The philosophy explains that we're actually accompanied by unseen allies. According to the text, absolutely everyone has a guardian spirit. And this isn't just some random entity floating around. It's actually described as a fragment of your own soul residing in the spiritual realm, acting as your personal protector and teacher. How cool is that? Furthermore, if you're undertaking significant work, maybe you're an artist, a community leader, or some kind of innovator, you might also receive help from a guiding spirit. These are specialized higher spirits drawn to your specific profession or grand task, and they are ready to offer you some truly profound inspiration.
But here's the catch. Tapping into this immense support requires a very specific internal procedure. You definitely cannot just demand this help. First off, you have to empty your heart of ego. You've got to completely drop that "I did this all by myself" attitude. Second, you must cultivate profound humility. And third, you offer sincere prayer and gratitude to these higher spirits for their unseen assistance. When you actually live your life with this deep gratitude and humility, you throw wide open the door to receive their guidance. And this right here is the secret to infinite personal evolution, partnering your own hard work with the profound support of the heavens.
This beautiful quote from the source material perfectly captures the core message of everything we've talked about today. It says, "The greatest legacy is life itself. It is the star of life that shows anyone can live a wonderful life." Your truest prosperity isn't sitting in your bank account, it's in becoming a guiding star for others. By taking real responsibility, harmonizing your success, doing the hard work of polishing your soul, and living with humble gratitude, your very existence becomes a literal beacon of hope for humanity.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you to reflect on this final, pretty massive question. Based on these profound laws of prosperity, what eternal impact are your daily actions creating right now? Are you just chasing a fleeting reputation, or are you actively polishing your soul to leave a true star of life for the next generation? Think about your starting point today and let that guide you toward true, lasting prosperity. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the text. I really hope it sparks some incredible growth in your own life. Catch you next time.